I never thought a simple photo could change my life. Last Saturday, I posted a picture on social media. It was me standing next to my boss, shaking hands. The caption read, "Finally got that promotion. Hard work pays off." I felt proud of myself. It was just a small update for my friends. I didn't know that this one post would bring back my past. That evening, my phone rang. The number wasn't saved, but I knew who it was. My mother. After 8 years of silence, she was calling me. My hands shook as I answered. "Rachel, sweetheart." My mother's voice was warm, too sweet, just like I remembered. "Your father and I saw your post. We're so proud of you." That word, proud, made my stomach twist. Where was this pride when I needed them the most? "Thanks," I said, gripping my desk tightly. "We should celebrate. Why don't you come over this weekend? The whole family would love to see you," she continued. The whole family. That meant Madison, my younger sister, the golden child, the one who always got everything she wanted. My chest felt tight. I told her I'd think about it. After I hung up, I sat frozen in my chair. 8 years had passed since I left that house, promising myself I would never return. My fingers brushed against my medical bracelet. My severe peanut allergy had always been a joke to them. Madison especially enjoyed teasing me about it. My grandmother's words echoed in my mind. "Family is who treats you like family, not just who shares your blood." She had been my real family, the only one who cared. But now, my mother suddenly wanted to reconnect. I knew something was wrong, but I couldn't figure out what. Memories of my childhood came rushing back. Madison was always the favorite. She wore expensive clothes while I wore hand-me-downs. Our parents recorded every moment of her life while my school awards were stuffed into drawers, forgotten. I remembered my 11th birthday. I had hoped for an art set. Instead, I got a pack of regular pencils. "You need these for school anyway," my mother said. That same year, Madison got a huge birthday party with decorations, cake, and a performer. No one cared that I felt left out. It had always been like that. I never mattered. Even when I achieved something great, they ignored it. I won a statewide math competition once. I thought my parents would be proud. Instead, my mother said, "That's nice, dear, but did you see Madison's painting? It's displayed in the school hallway." No matter what I did, I was invisible. But the worst moment came when I was 13. Grandma made me a peanut butter sandwich. I had eaten peanut butter before, but this time my throat started closing. I couldn't breathe. Grandma acted fast and saved my life. But when my parents arrived at the hospital, they were annoyed. "This is just perfect," my mother muttered. My father sighed. "First the math tutoring, now this?" I sat quietly, feeling like a burden. From that day on, I had to carry an EpiPen everywhere. I had to check every food label myself. But Madison thought it was funny. She would wave peanut butter in front of my face, laughing when I flinched. "Oh, sorry," she'd say with fake innocence. "I forgot you're allergic to everything now." My parents never stopped her. If anything, they seemed annoyed by how much trouble I caused. I learned to be careful on my own. When I got accepted into college with a full scholarship, I thought things would change. I had worked hard. Late nights, part-time jobs, and careful studying. But when I told my parents I needed help with housing costs, my father said, "You chose to go out of state. That was your decision. We're saving for Madison's education." I felt my heart break. Madison smirked across the table. That night, Grandma came over bringing balloons to celebrate my success. When she found out my parents wouldn't help me, she was furious. "Pack your bags, sweetheart." "You're coming with me," she said. Walking out of that house was the hardest thing I had ever done, but it was also freeing. Grandma helped me get settled. She supported me every step of the way. My parents never called, never checked in. Madison didn't care. Years passed, and I built my own life. But now, I stood outside their house again, after my mother's phone call. The house looked the same, the perfect lawn, the polished brass door. Mom greeted me with a stiff hug. Inside, nothing had changed. Madison lounged on the couch, scrolling through her phone. Their walls still held only her achievements. Mom smiled brightly. "We're so proud of you," she said again, but her voice felt fake. Then she got to the real reason for this party. Now that you're in management, maybe you could help your sister. She's so talented, and your company would be lucky to have her. My stomach dropped. This wasn't about celebrating me. It was about Madison. I clenched my fists under the table. I don't handle hiring, I said. Mom's smile faded slightly, but she quickly recovered. I had a bad feeling about this. Something wasn't right. Then dinner was served, and I took a bite. Almost immediately, I felt something was wrong. My throat tightened. My breathing became shallow. My vision blurred. A familiar panic hit me. Peanuts. My hands trembled as I reached for my EpiPen, but my body felt too weak. I could barely whisper, "There's peanuts." Chairs scraped across the floor, voices screamed, and Grandma's panicked voice broke through the chaos. "Call 911." The last thing I felt was my throat closing and Grandma holding my hand. Darkness took over. I fought to stay conscious, but the world faded around me. The one thing I knew before everything went black, I had been poisoned. I woke up in the hospital, my throat sore, my body weak. The steady beep of the heart monitor filled the silent room. Grandma was sitting beside me, her face pale and full of worry. "We almost lost you," she whispered. The doctor said it was one of the worst reactions they've seen. My chest tightened. Someone had done this on purpose. Then Aunt Marjorie and my cousin Lori entered. Lori held up her phone, her hands shaking. "Rachel, I recorded something at the party," she said quietly. My heart pounded. What did she see? She pressed play. The video showed Madison standing near my plate, looking around. Then she reached into her designer purse, pulled out a small jar, and stirred something into my food, peanut butter. She smirked before sitting back down. I felt like I couldn't breathe all over again. My own sister. She had done this to me, on purpose. Grandma gasped, her face turning red with anger. "She could have killed you," she whispered. I stared at the screen, unable to look away. My stomach twisted with rage and betrayal. There was only one thing left to do. I had to confront them. I left the hospital against the doctor's advice and drove straight to my parents' house. They were all sitting in the living room, acting like nothing had happened. Madison was on her phone, scrolling like she didn't have a care in the world. "I know what you did," I said, my voice steady. Madison looked up lazily. "Oh, come on. It was just a prank," she said with a shrug. "A prank?" My blood boiled. "I almost died," I snapped. Mom crossed her arms. "Stop being dramatic," she said, rolling her eyes. I clenched my fists. They didn't even care. Dad's voice turned cold. "If you take this to the police, you're no longer our daughter." That was it. I had my answer. I had never truly been their daughter. I turned around without another word and walked out. I went home, sat at my desk, and posted the video online. Today, I learned what family truly means. My sister poisoned me. My parents defended her. This is the last time I will ever call them family. The internet exploded. Friends, coworkers, and even distant relatives were outraged. Aunt Marjorie supported me, but I knew what I had to do next.
The next morning, I walked into the police station and filed a formal report. That afternoon, my parents' lawyer sent me legal papers. I had been officially disowned. Madison posted a fake, tearful video online, trying to play the victim. But the world had seen the truth. People called her out, and the backlash was brutal. For the first time in her life, she faced consequences. But I didn't care. I wasn't alone. That evening, Grandma called. "You've always been more my daughter than Camille's," she said. I spoke to my lawyer. "You are my only heir now." I sat in my apartment, feeling something I hadn't felt in years, peace. I had left behind the people who never truly cared about me. I had found my real family, the ones who loved me for who I was. My phone buzzed. It was Lori. "You're still my favorite cousin. Mom says you can come over anytime." I smiled, my chest feeling lighter. I wasn't alone. I never had been. And now, I never would be. Sometimes the family you're born into isn't the family you need. Sometimes you have to build your own. And that's exactly